2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
The action always in full swing near the French Quarter, and tonight is no different here in New Orleans, Louisiana. You can hear the roar here in New Orleans. We'll see the Houston Rockets facing the New Orleans Pelicans. We welcome you this Thursday evening as we get set for some exciting NBA action on 2K Sports. Kevin Harlan here with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, and we'll have David Aldridge filling us in from the sideline. And before the action gets going here, let's go to David Aldridge, who spoke with Mike D'Antoni. David, what's the news?
Well, guys, he has an admiration for what he called the intelligent, efficient offense played by today's opponent. He told me that the thing about this team is that they are so good at identifying the weak spots in an opponent, and they come at you in multiple ways depending on where those weak spots are. He said, we've got to be ready for everything. It's a pretty tall order. Guys?
Okay, David, thanks. Great matchup tonight with two very offensive, strong teams going head-to-head. What are some of the best offenses you've ever seen, Clark, in NBA history?
Well, going back to my time, Kevin, in the early 80s, there was no better offensive team than the Lakers, and the Boston Celtics were not far behind. Both teams had versatile players, Hall of Fame players, shared the ball, smart players in terms of their IQ, and both were excellent fast-breaking teams. And in this day and age, I think the Warriors are as good as it gets offensively.
And the Houston Rockets starting five. The two pillars of this team, Chris Paul and Harden, are the 1 and the 2. Anderson is down low with Capella, and it's Ariza in at the 3 spot.
Love the speed with which Harden gets his shot off, timing his release beautifully off the pass. Nice stuff.
Inside. And Clint Capella is going to pick up a foul. That is his first foul of the game.
And that's a quick foul for him there. It looks like the refs are going to call this one pretty close.
Now Rondo, screen by Cousins. Nice work there coming off the screen. Moore's got his first 3 points of the game.
Okay, you got a nice little back and forth going here.
Yeah, and I like it. I love seeing that. It's a lot of fun when that happens. These teams are going at each other from the outside.
Outside Rondo. About a minute played so far here in the first. Cousins against Capella. No good from Cousins. Houston's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Pass to Anderson and finished off by Anderson.
You've got to respect and you can't sleep on the passing ability of Harden. Love how he zips it over to open teammates.
No one covering.
There's a chance he could go for a big game if they don't D him up on the perimeter.
Paul against Rondo. Paul kicks to Capella. Paul, a screen on Cousins. Clock at 6. Anderson the screen. Harden gets the bucket. Harden's got 5 points so far.
You've got to be mindful of Harden at all times, especially when he's close to the basket. I mean, he really knows how to finish inside.
Here's Rondo. And Holiday has it in the corner. Davis sets a screen. Holiday dishes to Davis. Anderson with the block. Poked away. If you're just tuning in, we've played about 2.5 minutes here in the first. Here's Paul. And the Rockets getting another bucket right there.
An almost perfect start to this game. 4 for 5. They're rolling.
Rondo with the ball. And it's Davis at the elbow. They set the screen. He's off on that one. Paul with the defensive effort. Rockets leading by 3. Ariza has the open look. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Ariza's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Outside Rondo. Cousins with a screen for Rondo. The dish now to Cousins. Misses off the right iron.
The inside just a bit too congested for him to get the usual shot he would have with rhythm.
Harden's shot is off.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
They get the rebound. Davis. Paul against Rondo. Kicks it to Moore. Davis with a screen on Paul. And Clint Capella is going to pick up a foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. Here's Rondo. Looking for his first basket still in this one. Moore outside.
And they've done a nice job controlling the defensive backboard to start this game.
Not one second chance bucket allowed. That is finishing off good defense.
Out of bounds. Rockets ball as Houston keeps possession. And last year, one of the bigger surprises in the NBA, the Houston Rockets.
And remember, absent Dwight Howard, a lot of people thought maybe they're going to take a step back. And in the year where several other super teams in the league kind of took a step forward, the Rockets were able to hold their own. The team has a system that works, and they have bought into it. And top to bottom, they've been making smart decisions.
Knocked loose. The feed to Paul. Shot clock at 6. Fires at the elbow. Bounces high off the rim and drops.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
Yeah, they're lasered in. I mean, really making the most of their possessions.
Now here's Rondo. Screened by Cousins. They need this. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. Greg, from his one-and-done season at Kentucky, leading college basketball in block shots. We knew Anthony Davis could dominate defensively, but did you have any idea he'd be this good offensively?
None. I mean, with his length and athleticism, you knew he'd have an impact as a finisher. But the way his shooting has developed, it has been remarkable. Now, granted, this was a guy that at one point was recruited to play point guard coming out of high school, but he's playing more like a shooting guard with his skill set.
And the first one drops.
Davis is really the total package, a mobile, sharp-shooting big guy who can score from everywhere.
Second free throw, no good. And the New Orleans Pelicans last season with one of the worst offensive rebounding percentages in history.
Yeah, I mean, it improved somewhat with DeMarcus Cousins coming in. But I think really it's the team's philosophy, though. They value getting back in transition more than they value a chance to attack that offensive glass.
Harden outside. Anderson the screen. 6 on the shot clock. He gives them a double-digit lead. Paul's got 7 points in the game.
And I like Capella doing whatever he can to help his team succeed, and setting screens is part of that.
And first timeout of the game called for New Orleans. Well, across the board last season, James Harden, Greg, saw his numbers jump through the roof, but he showed improvement both in his defensive engagement as well as his rebounding. Not something that a lot of us saw coming.
Yeah, that's a good point. And with Harden, I think the rebounding is the really surprising number. Went from being an average rebounding guard to a great one the last few seasons. He's been showing more of a dedication to all aspects of the game.
Eric Gordon, he's checked in for Chris Paul.
And with great players, you've got to pick your poison. You'll live with Cousins shooting from mid-range.
Anderson passes to Gordon. That shot is off. And New Orleans will come the other way. Moore against Ariza. Screen by Cousins. Here's Moore. He shoots again, and there's a whistle. He was going up for a layup, and while it looked like there was some contact, I wasn't sure they were going to call it a foul shot or not, but sure enough they have. So he'll head to the free throw line. And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for Houston.
Boy, the three-point shot has really been dropping for him early on.
Also, guys, the passing has been terrific in the first half. They'll be happy with all those assists.
Shooting two.
First free throw is good. And you watch the way the Rockets play, Clark, a little bit of 7 seconds or less, certainly from their coach, Mike D'Antoni. Green lights to shoot from anywhere. Just attractive basketball. A lot of fun to watch. Clark, just how much fun is it to play in a team like that?
Well, I would think it would be the ideal way to play. Everybody's sharing the ball. There's plenty of possessions and opportunities. It's up and down trend. I mean, I think it's the way the game is intended to be played. And there's a reason why Houston has done a great job of signing players the last few seasons, and part of it is their style and the chemistry the team seems to have in playing the way they do.
Here's Rondo, following the score by Trevor Ariza. And Cousins gets it to go. Cousins has got 8 points.
Man, he's having quite the quarter, converting at a really high percentage.
Screen by Capella. Harden kicks to Gordon. Gordon with another miss. Pelicans trail by 7. Stolen by Harden. And here comes Harden, leading the fast break. And the jam by Harden.
And, you know, Harden's exceptional, Kevin, at getting out on the break in transition. I mean, running exactly the right path and getting it done.
And that replay brought to us by Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment. One of the more exciting plays in basketball. Here's Cousins. The Rockets making the shot. That one doesn't go. Good work defensively by Capella. Holiday against Gordon. There's the pass to Harden. And it's Ariza in the corner. No good on the three. New Orleans gone 2 or 3 from deep so far in this game. Rondo dishes to Davis. Holiday, no one around him. Basket is good. The assist from Rondo. Rondo's got his 3rd assist on the night. And now the first timeout called here for the Rockets. Greg, when you watch DeMarcus Cousins play, you can see the beating he takes in the post, can't you?
Yeah, and that's just how it goes with star centers, with the size and activity of Cousins. Just like Shaq in the sense, big bruising centers are hard to officiate. Other players can lay into them and not even make a dent, but anyone else, it would be a foul.
And the Pelicans making a change here. Clark's checked in, and then for Houston, Black's checked in for Capella, and Bahamute comes in for Anderson, and it's P.J. Tucker in for Trevor Ariza.
You cannot let Gordon get it going from the perimeter, Kevin. I mean, he's an incredibly consistent and persistent long-range shooter.
And so it's New Orleans with it. After Eric Gordon hit the 3. Cousins, no one around him. Cousins missing again. And it's Houston on the break. Harden kicks to Gordon. Back to Harden. Taken away by Holiday. Feeds to Cousins. Goes up the baseline. Cousins missing again.
They hold the early advantage on the glass.
Yeah, nothing major, not a huge advantage, but certainly a good sign for them going forward.
And they are shooting the lights out from distance here early.
How do you stop this? I mean, it seems like they can't miss.
And here is Moore. After Eric Gordon hit the 3, Moore passes to Holiday. Cousins dishes to Davis. Screen by Cousins. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Clark for 3. Rockets with the rebound.
Hey, you know, I like the competitive spirit, but when you look at it, I think he rushed that three a little bit because he was trying to get back at his opponent.
Gordon kicks to Harden. Back to Gordon. Screen by Baamute. Left side, Gordon.
Boy, it's so good to see Eric Gordon healthy because he's battled injuries quite a bit throughout his career. Last season played in the most games he's played in a long time, and actually ended up being healthy and one of the most valuable players on a very good Rockets team.
Free throw good from Eric Gordon.
Really appreciate the all-around game of Gordon. He's an underrated defender, but a dynamic scorer.
New Orleans making some changes here. Darius Miller, he's checked in for Cousins. Cunningham comes in for Ejuan Moore. And Jameer Nelson is subbed in for Drew Holiday. Paul's checked in for Houston. Gordon hits both of them. Pelicans trail by 14. Nelson kicks to Davis. No good, unable to end this run. And Eric Gordon dealing with injuries. And unfortunately, that's been kind of the theme of his career. Last season, only the second time he's ever played more than 70 games in a regular season. The first time was his rookie year out of Indiana.
Yeah, you can't deny the fact, Kevin, that the current of being injured has run through Eric Gordon's career, but while he's not been that efficient as a driver when he's healthy, he has always been consistent from outside, and he reminded everybody last season just how dangerous he is as a shooter when he's healthy.
Now Miller following Chris Paul's three-point attempt. 2 on the clock. Three-pointer, Nelson. But they get it back. Here's Clark, defended by Gordon. Miller with a screen on Gordon. And taken away by Paul. And it's the Rockets on the break. Paul's running. Stops. Pops. Paul can't get that one to fall.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
Yeah, the half and half balls are going their way, and that's really a function of effort and intensity. You know, the ball doesn't discriminate. Whoever goes and gets it, that's who owns it.
Defensively, they've got to pick up the intensity. Hard to win surrendering this high a field goal percentage.
Yeah, you've got to turn up the dial on the intensity at the defensive end if you're them. I mean, it's still early, but I agree with you.
And so here is New Orleans. The Rockets making the shot. 34 seconds left here in the first quarter. Gordon, with no one around, misses the three. Pelicans trail by 16.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Here's Davis. Battles through traffic and lays it in.
And, you know, got to admire the patience inside from Davis. Outstanding at staying under control, taking his time, and burying the quality shot.
Shot's good from Baamute.
Man, they are doing some damage from deep.
Which is the main reason, partner, they're sitting on this big lead. Awesome shooting so far.
And so it's Houston. Their lead at 15 going into the break. And more than anything, their three-point shooting is what sparked them. A fantastic night from long range so far. And we'll be right back after this. Welcome back, everyone. A lopsided first quarter in the books already as we start this second quarter. New Orleans has gone 3 of 7 tonight from three-point territory. And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. So for New Orleans right now, we've got Cunningham, Ian Clark out there with Jameer Nelson. Then it's Miller, and it's Cousins in at the 5 down low. Anderson, a screen on Nelson. Got a piece of it. And stolen by Cousins. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, guys, the Pelicans do have their challenges, but Anthony Davis remains committed to winning in New Orleans. He said, "I love it here. I don't plan on leaving. I guess I fit into that old school category where I want to try to win where I start my career. That's always been a goal of mine. My goal is to bring a championship here." Kevin?
And David, loyalty does go a long way. Davis is a perfect guy to build your team around. He wants to win. He shot 2 free throws in the game, made 1 and missed 1.
He struggled mightily at the free throw line in their last game.
Yeah, it wasn't his best performance at all from the stripe. He's got to put it behind him, and I know he'd like to immediate. You know, his free throw percentage has dropped this year, but not really enough to raise any red flags or become alarmed about it.
Yeah, and last season, DeMarcus Cousins moving on in that blockbuster trade. Really impossible to get equal value for a star like Cousins, but he was pleased, I think, to put all the rumors of being traded to bed.
Well, I tell you what, CP3 dealing with some serious defensive heat there and just kind of shrugs it off like it's no big deal. His concentration on the jump shot, excellent.
Here's Cousins. Tough possession there. They stayed with it, but they just couldn't make it.
And not a night he's going to want to remember, just not really able to score the basketball.
Back to Gordon. Ball against Nelson. Shot clock at 5. And pushing it up. Here's New Orleans. High arcing shot. Anderson with the block.
Boy, he's having a tough time right now. Seems like he's forcing his shot a bit to me, Kevin, not letting it come in the flow of the game.
Here's Paul. Paul missing again.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
Cousins with a screen on Paul. Nelson dishes to Cunningham. And again, no good by New Orleans. Houston leading by 12. Here's Gordon. Can't hit the free throw line jumper. New Orleans has gone 0-3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter. Here's Miller. Offensive rebound. And, there's a whistle. He was going up for a layup, and while it looked like there was some contact, I wasn't sure they were going to call it a foul shot or not, but sure enough they have. So he'll head to the free throw line. Clark, you were a fantastic rebounder your entire career. What do you feel gave you the edge over the other players in the glass?
You know, one of my fellow Buckeye greats, actually the greatest Buckeye of all time in basketball, I think, was Jerry Lucas. And he talked an awful lot about rebounding being more about timing and pursuit of the ball than anything else. And I had a good gift of timing, and I clearly was chasing down that pumpkin as well as most. And those were the things that allowed me to be a good rebounder. Good timing, good hands, and pursuit of the basketball. It wasn't complicated, but some of it was giftedness. The other part was persistence and hard work.
Paul outside. Anderson, a screen on Nelson. Paul passes to Anderson. And there's the 3-second call, this one on the defense. The Rockets shooting their 3rd free throw attempt of the game.
Shooting 1.
And the Pelicans at last season's trade deadline making the big deal for DeMarcus Cousins.
You know, you look at Anthony Davis being paired with Cousins, and certainly on paper you could make the argument that they've got the best 1-2 punch on the front line in the league. 2 Kentucky guys, great size and offensive skill in terms of their versatility. If they can surround them with shooters and some perimeter defense, I think this group could be scary.
Pelicans trail by 11. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness, Greg. I mean, if they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
Now a timeout called by Houston.
And when you watch this Rockets team, you can see just how explosive they are on the offensive end. Almost everyone on the floor can hurt you from deep, and they all know their role and execute it to a T.
And the Rockets making a change here. Harden's checked in. This one for three. Sinks the triple. Harden's got 10.
And the way Harden feels and understands the game, great IQ. Very impressive. He knows where to be once the pick is set.
Nelson kicks to Cousins. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. Cousins has got 9 points in the quarter. And last season, the Rockets' offense was incredible. Then they go and add Chris Paul.
They can run a team off the floor if they get hot. Two great playmakers in Paul and Harden. And making a move for Paul made a lot of teams fear what the Rockets can do now on offense.
Wasted no time on that one. Nelson's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for three. Harden sets the pick for Paul. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Well, Chris Paul signing the big contract this past offseason, and you knew he'd end up with one of the biggest deals out there, and his impact on a team goes far beyond just stats.
And that one falls for Paul. Well, Greg, Houston wanted Chris Paul, and they got their man. One of the bigger surprises, certainly, of the offseason.
Yeah, and without Paul on this roster, this team isn't in the conversation for winning. You need him to keep your window of winning open, and he is just that impactful and makes everyone on the floor better.
Both free throws good from Paul.
Probably as close to a sure thing as you can have at the free throw line.
Nelson dishes to Davis. Back to Nelson. Davis sets a screen. Nelson against Gordon. Knocked away. Pass to Paul. Back to Gordon. And Miller with the block. Here's Clark. High post Cousins. Nelson, the pass to Cousins. Back to Nelson. Screen by Cousins. Nelson kicks to Miller. Here's Cousins. That's in, coming off an assist from Miller. And that's 19 points for DeMarcus Cousins.
And started hot, and he's only gotten hotter.
Gordon a screen. Harden outside. And the call is going to be, yes, it is, an illegal screen.
And that's his 4th foul. And we're not even at halftime. That is going to limit his playing time and his aggressiveness the rest of the game.
Pelicans trail by 7. Nelson outside. He feeds it to Cousins. Out to Miller. The 3. Ariza with the rebound. Houston's gotten a positive outcome on 7 of their 14 three-pointers in this game. Not bad at all. Harden dishes to Paul. Down low, trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. The shot from 20 feet away. Another one falls for New Orleans. Houston leading by 5. It's Ariza on the wing. Capella with a screen on Davis. Here's Ariza, and Davis sends it back.
Boy, I tell you what, Davis uses his length so well. I mean, a defensive stalwart who holds his ground And because of his timing and length and athleticism, he's an excellent shot blocker.
Cousins, and the layup falls. And now just a 3-point Rocket lead.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
Nelson against Paul. Takes it from 10, and he hits the jump shot. Paul's got 7 now in this quarter.
Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped them seize control.
Now a timeout called by New Orleans. The title of best dunker is one that seems to change, Clark, from year to year in the NBA. Who's on your short list for that honor right now?
Well, there are a lot of ways you can look at that, Kevin. The best dunker, is it the most sweet-looking dunker? Is it the most forceful dunker? Is it the dunker that can do it in a game or in a contest? There are a lot of different branches on this dunk tree. But for me, looks, creativity, elevation, Zach LaVine comes to the top of the list. The big guys, I kind of eliminate a little bit. So I go with Zach LaVine in the dunk meter.
And Holiday kicks to Cousins. And he makes the bucket through contact and gets the whistle, too.
And, you know, DeMarcus Cousins is used to playing through contact. I mean, he's excellent at overwhelming the defense with his strength.
Pelicans shooting their 7th attempt at the foul line in this one.
One shot.
The free throw drops for Cousins.
This is where we see Cousins a lot. He's always up there among the league leaders in free throw attempts. It's so hard to handle in the post. The D just never knows what to do with it.
And the basket by Gordon.
If you're going in amongst the trees, you have got to be aggressive.
Boy, like his intensity, Greg. He's not afraid to take it straight to the rack on the bigger defender. Right at it.
Davis with a screen on Ariza. Moore with it. He's picked up by Ariza. And he hits it and gets hacked on the play. A 3-point possibility if he can convert the free throw.
He knew what he wanted to do all along. The teardrop.
For New Orleans, they have missed a few free throws up to this point, shooting 4 of 7 from the foul line tonight.
One shot.
That's good from Moore.
Yeah, and the Pelicans, after making the playoffs in 2015, had some high expectations with superstar Anthony Davis, but last year was a bit of a disappointment, and it forced them to kind of pull the trigger and go out and land DeMarcus Cousins. So their fortunes now, I think, are going to be held by those two anchors on the front line.
Anderson, he's checked in for Houston. P.J. Tucker comes in for Paul. Ariza outside. 5 to shoot. Anderson the screen. The 3 from Harden. Cousins pulls it in. Cousins has got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Holiday against Harden. And Holiday kicks to Moore. Holiday, a screen on Harden. Back to Holiday from past the arc. That one's not going to go. And Houston the other way now. 17 points was their biggest margin. Capella with a screen on Miller. Lets a floater go, and the layup by Ariza. Ariza's got 7 points.
Man, love the size Ariza has down low, using his long arms to get off shots inside.
Now here's Cousins. He's got 24. Stolen by Harden. And here comes the break. Here's Tucker. Moore with the block. And so it looks like the Rockets will retain possession here. Ian Clark's checked in for Darius Miller. And Tucker kicks to Harden. Stolen by Holiday. And here comes Holiday leading the fast break. And Holiday throws it down.
And that's such good work to make this a one-possession game. Terrific steal to get it all started.
Harden kicks to Capella. He dishes it to Ariza. Anderson the screen. And Harden wide open. He shoots. Misses the three. Pelicans trail by 3. Holiday left side. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Harden.
Risky pass there. They're lucky to retain possession this time.
On defense, the Rockets. There's a good screen. Pass to Moore. Cousins with a screen on Ariza. Moore against Ariza. Got a piece of it. It's stolen by Capella. There's 1:40 left to play here in the second quarter. Tucker the pass to Harden. It's Ariza on the wing. They get it again. Here's Tucker. And, yep, that's going to be a flagrant foul. Unnecessary contact.
And, Kevin, that's a pretty dangerous play right there. I mean, I don't like to see a player put an opponent in harm's way as much as you just saw him do there. Glad they pinned a flagrant on him.
Yeah, you're right, Greg. The officials were all over it. They weren't going to let him off the hook that time. The first one falls. And Clark, this Houston team is so good at moving the ball around, top 3 in assists last season, and they know how to get a good shot. There's no doubt about that. Just keeping the defense following the ball, moving them side to side, keeping them on the move. How does that affect team chemistry?
I think it does wonders for team chemistry, Kevin, because everybody's happy. They're enjoying touching the ball, getting shots, playing at a fast pace. It's certainly fun for us to watch and for the fans to watch, and I think it helps to recruit other good players who enjoy watching that style and wanting to be part of it.
Dishes it to Ariza. That doesn't go either for Ariza.
He hit 1 3 in the first, but the well has been totally dry for him in the second.
And Moore kicks to Davis. Misses the 3.
You know, Kevin, this team is struggling a bit right now. I mean, I hope he can find his rhythm and start making his shots out there soon. Otherwise, ...
Screen by Capella. Kicks it out to Harden. All alone. And he drops that one in. Harden's got 7 now in this quarter.
Easy to see why Harden's an all-star level talent. Has an ability to score in a hurry.
Davis kicks to Moore. Screen by Cousins. Shot off the pick. It'll go. The Rocket lead is cut down now to just 4 in the basket from Moore.
A tough start scoring the basketball, but they're starting to turn it around now.
Yeah, it looks like they've gained a little bit of confidence as the lid has come off the hoop.
Harden dishes to Capella. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. But they recover it. Ariza outside. He kicks to Anderson. Another shot. That's good from Ariza on the assist from Ryan Anderson. And that's now 9 points for Trevor Ariza. The shot misses. And so it's Houston with their lead standing at 6 points here at the end of the quarter. Their defense has been terrific in this game. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Chris, hot start, cool finish. What happened out there?
Well, we came out with a lot of energy, but in the second quarter it died down a little bit.
You know, it's real. Everybody's very excited. You know, our team's excited, their team's excited, officials excited, you know what I mean? So we just got to calm down and play a little bit.
And I'm excited. Thanks, Chris. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here, along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Time to check out the first half of action. Chris Paul has been the story in this one. He had 14 points, 3 assists, and 1 block. He has bounced back nicely from what was a tough night for him in their last game. Judging by that first half, he's back to his old self again. Kenny, what'd you think about the Rockets?
Well, I see a team that's playing smart, moving the ball around to the open man, just taking what the defense gives them. There's a nice flow, a nice energy, a nice synergy to the game.
And over to the big fella, your thoughts on the Pelicans.
Their three-point shooting in the first half was atrocious. Ugh, ugly, awful, nasty. It's not that they're just missing shots. It's like they just keep taking the shots. Hold on, Ernie. Hey, you, whatever your number is, stop shooting the three. See, Ernie, that's all the coach got to do. Tell him stop shooting the three. Pass, cut, work together, do something.
And that will conclude our halftime presentation. We take you back to Kevin Harlan for the second half.
Here we go now, the start of the third quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far. Here's Holiday. So on the floor for Houston, Ariza and Anderson holding down the forward spots. Paul and Harden, the star-studded backcourt. And it's Capella in at the pivot spot, manning the middle.
How about the leaping ability of Davis? Easily gets off the ground to throw it down. And he's a quick jumper and decision maker.
And Clark, when you think back to your career, what do you miss the most about playing in the National Basketball Association?
Well, you know, for me, Kevin, because my career was cut short due to injury, I missed the opportunity to see how good I could have been on a winning team, on a playoff team. Back in the early 80s, the Pacers were building towards that, and I never got a chance to be part of a playoff team. And the camaraderie you establish in going through the shared misery and joy of competing is something that's special and unique to sports, and you really don't find it in any other venue.
It's Ariza on the wing. A three-pointer, no good. Pelicans trail by 3. Outside Holiday. Pass to Rondo. Now the dish to Moore. Davis with a screen on Paul. 6 to shoot. Cousins with it and guarded by Capella. No good from Cousins.
Yeah, good interior D there prevents the deuce.
And, you know, that's not easy at all. When guys get this close to the bucket, it's tough to stop the basket.
Paul with the bucket.
Tell you what, on any given night, Chris Paul can go absolutely bonkers, and this is one of those nights.
Kicks it to Cousins. Back to Rondo. Moore passes to Davis. Off the screen, and it's in off the backboard. Davis has got 8 points.
As dangerous as he is inside, Davis gives opponents nightmares when he's able to get to the mid-range. He's very reliable when he steps back and takes the jump shot.
Paul kicks to Capella. Now the feed to Harden. Stolen by Holiday. Outside Rondo. Trying to find Davis. He's got it now. The Rockets pull it in. Capella's got 4 rebounds now tonight. From deep, Harden. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Paul's got 4 assists now tonight.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
The shot by Holiday, no good. Rockets leading by 7. Paul dishes to Ariza. Back to Paul. Anderson the screen. Sweet little floater. And that's 19 points for Chris Paul.
That's 3 of 4 here to start the half.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
And there's the pass to Cousins. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up, and 2 shots coming up. And we all know that Mike D'Antoni is one of the most respected offensive minds in basketball. You look at his coaching tree, and there are branches all over the NBA. He has a lot of respect from his peers.
I mean, when you have sustained success like D'Antoni has had, the respect comes with that track record of success. D'Antoni has a great working relationship with a lot of other coaches as well.
And that one falls for DeMarcus Cousins. And Cousins drops them both. A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the 3rd quarter. Harden kicks to Ariza. Houston moving it around. And the rejection by Cousins.
And at nearly 7 feet tall, Cousins is a legitimate shot blocking threat, using that reach to deter shots. Yeah, easy call.
Yeah, you can hear the smack all the way over here where we are.
So for the Rockets, Tariq Black comes in for Clint Capella, and Mbah-a-Moute comes in for Ryan Anderson. For New Orleans, they have shot the ball pretty well from the line, going 8 of 11. And he makes the first.
And even though they're down, they are putting on a show at the free throw line.
Yeah, they're making the most of their opportunities at the stripe, and they'll need to keep it up to take the lead.
That one falls, so he hits both of them.
Great touch from the line. Always important for bigger guys to be able to come through at the stripe.
Harden against Holiday. Harden kicks to Ariza. It's good. The assist that time from Harden. And 12 points for Ariza.
They're getting a lot of their points outside the paint. 3 of their last 5 baskets are from three-point range.
And here we go. Fast break. Paul's got it. Here is Mbah-a-Moute. Off target from three-point range. Pelicans trail by 8. And Holiday kicks to Rondo. More in the corner. There's the screen. And no good. The Rockets go the other way with it. 17 points was their biggest margin. Here's Ariza. And the 3 off target. For New Orleans, they've gone 2 of 7 from the field in the 3rd. That leaves room for improvement, certainly. Moore passes to Holiday. Screen by Cousins. Holiday against Mbah-a-Moute. And there's a whistle that goes on Luke Mbah-a-Moute. That's his first foul.
Yeah, clearly struggling here with the foul. Still early, and just one more will put him over the limit.
Gordon's checked in for the Rockets. Moore with it. He's picked up by Ariza. 5 on the clock, and stolen by Ariza. Kicks it out to Paul. Clock at 6. The Rockets again can't hit. Pelicans trail by 8. Rondo dishes to Davis. Outside Holiday. Cousins with a screen for Holiday. No good, and they can't put an end to this drought. Rockets leading by 8. Feeds it to Paul. Here's the screen. Here's Black. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. And he's got his first free throw of the game.
Not the best statistic for him in terms of his performance at the line. Very low numbers.
And somehow it's become a real struggle at the free throw line. He's lost his way there. I mean, he's not having anywhere near the same success he had there last season.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First one falls for him. So 1 for 2 that time at the stripe. Pelicans trail by 9. Moore outside, passes it to Rondo. He feeds it to Davis. The jump hook. That one a little long.
That's what we're talking about in terms of the activity level defensively. You got to protect the rim.
Textbook defense all around. Nice job at contesting the shot without fouling, and that's how you do it. Well done.
And it's Gordon missing.
Yeah, that's just poor decision making. He's got to be better in those situations.
Greg, I just think he was in a hurry. He flat out rushed it. I mean, I don't know what he was thinking there. He actually was in a brain neutral position.
Back to Davis. Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. Paul against Rondo. Paul kicks to Gordon. Stolen by Holiday. He dishes it to Rondo. Back to Holiday. Davis with a screen on Gordon. 5 to shoot. And Holiday kicks to Cousins over MUCHAS. And again, no good by New Orleans.
And he's just a tough defender. Good positioning to get after that shot.
Did a good job guarding the mid-range, extended out nicely, and definitely bothered the shot.
It's good, and the Rocket lead is cut to just 7 on the basket from Moore.
Leaving the rest of the field in the dust.
Well, I think the defense flat out gave up. I mean, didn't even try to get back into the picture on that fast break finish.
Screen by MUCHAS. Paul against Rondo. To the left side wing. Shots good from MUCHAS. MUCHAS has got 6.
And defensively, you have got to extend to their shooters. They have been on fire this half.
Well, you know, the D just hasn't been there for real. I mean, these shooters are getting any perimeter shot they want. It's a bunch of warm-up jump shots out there.
Now a timeout called by New Orleans. You look at Chris Paul, what a contribution.
And Kevin, they need this timeout. He's flat out owning them right now. Can't miss.
Ian Clark's checked in for New Orleans. And the Rockets making a change here as well. Tucker's checked in. Holiday with the 3. New Orleans getting another chance here.
There's another opportunity, and everything's going right for these guys.
And you just hate to give up those second chance points.
Yeah, those are back crushers. I mean, they really crack your back when you give teams second shots like that.
Black, no good. Pelicans trail by 8. Here's Clark. Another one falls for New Orleans.
My goodness, how about the degree of difficulty on that shot?
When you're hot, you're hot. And he is absolutely scorching.
Paul against Holiday. They set the pick. Pass to Moore. Davis sets a screen. And Moore kicks to Cousins. And here's Tucker. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
You know, starting out in the D-League, then bouncing around the international circuit, Tucker took the long, hard road to get here.
Let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for the Rockets.
And they've made the long range look like a layup at times in this one, guys.
Something that also stands out tonight is the number of assists they have. I mean, that's a mark of a good club.
2 shots.
That free throw, no good.
And missing opportunities here to extend that lead at the free throw line this half.
New Orleans making a switch here. Miller's checked in. And he's good on the second. Pelicans trail by 7. Now Holiday. He's got 5. Dishes it to Clark. Screen by Cousins. Here's Moore. It falls for his 5th field goal tonight. Now shooting 5 for 8.
They're consistently finding ways to get the ball inside and taking full advantage.
Pretty clear. It's smash mouth basketball. Pound that thing inside.
Paul kicks to Gordon. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Paul's got 6 assists in the game.
3-pointers are killing them at this point, and they haven't been able to respond at the other end.
Yeah, and Greg, you know, the only way that's going to turn around defensively is by stopping the outside shot, not getting into a shootout. They're not going to out-shootout this team.
And here's Moore outside. And the rebound goes to the Rockets. Black's got 3 rebounds so far in the game.
He's still looking for his first 3-pointer of the second half after making just 1 in the first.
Over to the wing. Here is Mbamute, and another 3 for Houston.
They've given up a lot of 3-pointers here today.
And their defensive rotations have been non-existent.
Cousins with a screen on Paul. Holiday the pass to Cousins. Over Mbamute. It's good, and the Rocket lead is cut to just 9 points on the basket from DeMarcus Cousins.
And you know what? He's really been one of the few bright spots for them, trying to will this team to victory.
They set the screen. Gordon against Miller. Gordon goes in. Moore with the steal. We've got 1:18 left here in the 3rd quarter. That's tipped. Stolen by Tucker. Oh, and a fast break for the Rockets. Paul right side. Inside. Black. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, free throws are always better than a layup, so I'd agree with you there, Greg.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one. Some changes for New Orleans. Cunningham comes in for Ejuan Moore. And Jameer Nelson is subbed in for Drew Holiday. And so he makes both from the line. Pelicans trail by 11. 55 seconds left in the third quarter. And the officials signal the backcourt violation. Not very careful there.
And they're just playing fast and loose. Sometimes that'll burn you.
You know, can't afford these kinds of mistakes right now, Greg. It's as simple as that. And they're making it hard on themselves.
Here's Paul. He's got 19. Pass to MUCHAS. Here's the teardrop. Got a hand on it. And pushing it up. Here's New Orleans. Cunningham dishes it to Cousins. Fouled in the act of shooting. A three-point play chance coming up.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, Greg, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
One shot, find the lanes.
Houston leading by 8. Over in the corner, Mbamute. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. Paul's got assist number 8 now on the night. New Orleans has gotten off to a very slow start from three-point range in the second half. They're 0 for 4. 2 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock. Nelson outside. He kicks to Miller. To the inside. 6 to shoot. Here's Cousins. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Cousins has got 11 points here in just the second half.
And, you know, even when the defense is on him and Cousins is well guarded, he still gets it done. Excellent footwork, good hands and strength, and he stays focused when he's in the paint near the rim.
The third quarter comes to a close. Rockets lead by 9. From New Orleans, back in a moment. And a moment ago, inside the huddle with head coach Alvin Gentry.
Forget about the score and let's compete. Just compete. That's all. Not that hard to do now.
Without worrying about what's led up to this point, Alvin Gentry trying to refocus his players' efforts.
Yeah, I mean, dwelling on the point differential at this point isn't going to fix anything. But all 5 guys giving maximum effort, that might be a cure-all for a whole lot.
Welcome back. Fourth quarter action starting up. 2K Sports, happy to have you with us. Jameer Nelson is out there with Ian Clark. Then it's Anthony Davis. Then there's Cunningham. And it's Miller in at the 4 slot. So that's the group out there for New Orleans. Nelson with it. It's hauled in by Gordon. The dish to Tucker. And stolen by Miller. And it's good, 2 points. And the replay is courtesy of Under Armour. Unleash chaos. It was a great sequence from the steal all the way to the finish at the other end. Here's Tucker. 1 minute now into this fourth quarter. Gordon a screen. And Tucker kicks to Black. Outside Gordon. And some nice passing there by Houston. A nice shot by Tucker.
And piling on to that big lead, we know he has the range late on the defensive reaction.
Yeah, and you really can't afford those kinds of lapses. I mean, not when facing a hole or a deficit like this. There's been a change in his game compared to what we saw in the first half. I mean, he's scoring with a lot of confidence now.
Gordon kicks to Black. There's a screen. Nelson against Gordon. Screen by Mbamute. And it's Ariza in the corner. From outside, off the mark.
Well executed, great rhythm. You've got to finish that one.
Agree with you there, partner, because that screen really freed him up nicely, and that's a shot that if you're a pro, you need to make that one.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Well, I agree with you. 4 of their last 5 baskets have been exactly of that variety.
Last quarter of play, about 2 minutes in now. Here's Tucker. Kicks to Black. Gordon a screen. There's the pick. Left side Ariza. From beyond the arc. But they'll get another chance. And Baamute can't get it to go.
Yeah, good interior D there prevents the deuce.
And, you know, that's not easy at all. When guys get this close to the bucket, it's tough to stop the basket.
And you can sense things now starting to tighten up. Their offense has become unstoppable.
And, Greg, I'm not quite sure why it took them as long as it did to finally get things going, but as we always say, better late than never.
Here's Clark. Rebounded by Tucker. Tucker's got his 3rd rebound on the night. The feed to Ariza. And there's a whistle that goes on Luke Mbamute. That's his 4th foul of the contest.
And Ariza has great confidence in his shot. A dynamite catch-and-shoot player.
Pelicans trail by 7. Nelson the pass to Clark. Davis sets a screen. Jumper off the screen. Second shot opportunity. And he lays it up and in. Davis has got 4 points this quarter.
Boy, he's having a great half here. Exactly the opposite of the first.
Well, if you're just tuning in, welcome. We've got about 3.5 minutes gone here in the 4th quarter. Gordon against Nelson. Down to 5 on the shot clock. From the arc. It's rebounded by New Orleans. Davis has got 12 rebounds here tonight. Big time effort. Here's Clark, guarded by Tucker. It's good, and the Rocket lead is cut to just 3 points on the basket from Clark.
Not an easy finish right there, but a beautiful move to give himself just enough space to get in close and knock it down.
Gordon dishes to Ariza. And Mbamute against Miller. And Mbamute kicks it to Tucker. Over Clark. Tucker can't get it to go.
And as he squares up from mid-range, the defender right in his face.
Yeah, I like the fact, Greg, that he crowded the shooter there, made him uncomfortable, got into his airspace a bit. It looked like he forced the shot.
Cunningham kicks to Davis, and the bucket counts. 3-point chance here.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
Some changes for New Orleans. DeMarcus Cousins, he's checked in for Cunningham. Etuan Moore comes in for Ian Clark. And it's Drew Holiday in for Jameer Nelson. The Rockets also changing it up. Anderson, he's checked in for Tariq Black. James Harden comes in for P.J. Tucker. And it's Paul in for Eric Gordon. That one drops. He ties it up. Rockets have gotten only 3 of their 9 field goal attempts to go down since the end of the 3rd. Pretty cold down the stretch. Paul kicks to Mbamute. Hits the front of the rim and out. The Pelicans have gone 7 of 10 shooting the ball since the start of the 4th quarter. Here's Moore. 6 for 10 with that shot going in. That's a good game for a lot of guys.
And you've got to give them a lot of credit for just battling back
into this game.
Extremely impressive was the rally they made. I mean, we'll see how much their comeback might have taken out of them, and we'll see if they can keep that foot on the pedal now. That's exactly how you win a rebound battle. Get good position and then use your strength to hold on to that position.
Now here's Paul. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
They need this one. That one's good. The New Orleans lead is cut back down to just 2 points. The basket there coming from James Harden.
And sometimes, Kevin, there's just no way to stop Harden. When he's that close, I mean, he's going to get his shot off over the defense.
Miller outside, shoots the three. Miller with another miss.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Holiday, the pass to Davis. Miller dishes to Holiday.
Impeccable from the line since halftime.
No misses yet. You can't do much better than that, guys.
And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for the Pelicans.
And I like how they've taken the high percentage shot in the paint. In that first half, we saw them doing it, and they've continued to succeed as the game has worn on.
I've been impressed with how well they've penetrated tonight, too.
That free throw missing.
And when you look at the Pelicans, you got to expect for them to be one of the top defensive teams in the league. You've got the Twin Towers down low, and Drew Holiday is in the top handful, I think, of defensive point guards in the league.
P.J. Tucker, he's checked in for Mba'amute. So he comes up empty at the line.
He's only listed at 6'4", but Holiday plays bigger than that. That's the case on D more than anywhere else. He can guard 3 positions, and there's a lot of value in that.
Andrew Holiday at 6'4", great size for the point guard position.
And his height enables him to cover shooting guards. At the same time, he does a great job of keeping smaller players in front of him.
Rockets trail. And here's Harden. Anderson outside. The pass to Paul. 4 on the clock. Here's Ariza. Oh, and the dunk by Ariza.
Ariza's not only a shooter. I mean, he's excellent at slashing to the rack as well because he's got nice change of pace and good speed.
Paul against Holiday. Davis sets a screen. And Moore kicks to Cousins. Back to Moore. Launches a 3. Good. And it's Cousins picking up the assist. Moore's got 9 points here in the second half.
A good look there, and he didn't waste it. His second 3 of the game.
Harden against Moore. Harden draws the double. Deep 2 from Anderson. And right on target. Good.
Love watching Anderson shoot immediately off the pass, right away. Fires it quickly after getting the ball.
Davis with a screen on Paul. Screen by Cousins. To the left wing. And here's Moore outside. It's rebounded by Houston. Paul outside. Feeds it to Harden. Knocks down the 3 ball. Harden's got 22 points.
And this is why Harden is a top player, an elite player. I mean, somebody who effortlessly sinks shots over intense defense makes him special.
Miller, the pass to Cousins. There's the pick. Holiday against Paul. Now here is Holiday. He's guarded closely. Good D by Ariza. Coach is liking what he's seeing from his offense.
And guys, they put the defense on the defensive.
Ariza against Miller. And Holiday has it in the corner. He feeds it to Moore. Miller with a screen on Ariza. Moore dishes to Miller. No good from outside. Houston in the lead. Paul left side. Passes to Harden. Here's the three. Harden missing again. New Orleans has gone 2 of 5 on three-point shots since the end of the third quarter. And Holiday kicks to Moore. Miller with a screen on Ariza. Here's Moore. Reverses, and the whistle blows, so a chance here for a three-point play.
Yeah, and Cousins never shy when his team needs a game-changing basket.
Nene, he's checked in for P.J. Tucker. Cousins, no good on the free throw. And for Houston, they're shooting a respectable 47% from the field in this one. And it's out of bounds to the Rockets as Houston retains possession. Chi, he's checked in for the Rockets. And it's the Rockets with the ball. Ariza sets a screen for Paul. Trying to find Harden, and he's got it now.
And I bet you'll never see too many guys who can put forth an effort on the boards like this one.
Yeah, as a former outstanding rebounder myself, I can certainly appreciate what this guy is doing. An extraordinary combination of talent and desire is what allows him to do what he's done today. Great performance.
Here's Cousins. And that misses. That would have put him up.
That's what we're talking about in terms of the activity level defensively. You got to protect the rim.
Textbook defense all around. Nice job at contesting the shot without fouling, and that's how you do it. Well done.
And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing.
You know, the one thing you don't want to do is put Chris Paul on the line. He's virtually automatic there. He does not miss many from the strike.
First free throw missing for him. We'll see if he can nail the second.
And Chris Paul, very much one of the best and most talented point guards in the league. A really poised floor leader who always is talking and is really an excellent leader too.
Houston making a switch. Onuaku's checked in. And he ends up making the second, and that gives them the lead.
Not an A-plus trip to the line, but he did get them the lead.
Timeout called here. The Pelicans decide to talk it over. They're trailing by 1. 1:33 left in the game. we've got a moment for our Jordan Player of the Game, Chris Paul.
And I love that it's been a hard-charging performance. Jump shots have been kind of an afterthought. His main goal has been to attack the rim and put the D in some tough spots and also finishing strong.
On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Hey guys, I got a chance to find out what Alvin Gentry talked about with his players. He does not like the high foul number in this game. He told them, you've got to stop biting on the shot fake. Stop gambling for steals. That's giving them easy points at the line. We'll see how they respond.
The Rockets shooting only 35% in the fourth quarter. The offense looking a little rickety. There's the screen. Anderson the screen. Shot clock at 6. Harden against Moore. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Cousins. The Rockets making a switch here. Black's checked in. Anderson passes to Harden. Houston moving the ball around. Paul with the ball. And Holiday picks him up defensively. Anderson the screen. Miller against Ariza. And he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. It's on DeMarcus Cousins.
And, you know, the length of Ariza is tough for defenses to deal with. Amazing watching him draw contact while getting into a shot.
On the first, and that will put them up by 2.
And you know, Trevor Ariza continues to have an impact on both ends, guys. An amazing defender and an excellent shooter too.
And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 3-point game. Holiday. Outside, Davis. They set the pick. Moore against Harden for the 3. The rebound by Anderson. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. And now they decide to foul intentionally.
You have to foul, but I'm sure they would have liked to foul someone different.
Yeah, but Greg, they didn't really have another option. I mean, I thought they did a nice job getting it in his hands and making sure he was the guy who'd go to the line.
He hits the first one, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. And the second free throw, no good. A tough break there. Now a timeout called by New Orleans. They trail by 4. 23 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, your thoughts?
And they're going to have to score. Quick foul. Can't waste any time here.
Greg, 1 possession at a time, and really, as you said, it's all about clock management right now.
Clock's ticking. They got to get up a shot.
No time to waste at all. Got to let it go fast.
Good. Now, that is cold-blooded.
Indeed it is. Love seeing them deliver when they need him most. No fear taking these shots. I love it.
That's right. No other option but to foul and hope for some misses.
Yeah, they have to extend the game. I mean, plain and simple. Use every second you can on the clock here.
Shoot the 2.
It's the first, and that makes it a 3-point lead.
And James Harden is clearly an MVP caliber talent. No doubt about that. A triple-double threat who really is a stat sheet stuffer supreme.
And so he drops them both. It's a 4-point ball game.
And that makes it a 2-possession game now. Those could turn out to be vital free throws.
Moore dishes to Miller. No good on the 3. And they're going to prolong the game here with an intentional foul.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
So the first one drops, and that puts them up by 5. And he is unable to get the second one. To the paint, stolen by Harden. So we see the Rockets get the win here. A narrow win under difficult circumstances, Greg, as the visiting team.
It really was, but that didn't seem to bother them. I mean, road team, home team, all I know is they were the better team.
Well said. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, Kevin. Congrats, James, on the win. This is a very tough team. What does it mean to beat them?
It meant a lot. We wanted to come out here and play with some energy. Guys made shots defensively. It was a gutsy win for us.
I'm sure you'll see these guys again. Thanks, James. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David. Great job. Thanks so much. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our terrific 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Have a great evening.